Now students, see page number 38. I am reading the Revolution of October 1917. So listen carefully. As the conflict between the provisional government and the Bolshevik grew. So conflict, fighting, it grew between the provisional government as well as the Bolshevik. So at that time, Lenin feared the provisional government would set up a dictatorship. So Lenin thought that provisional government would establish dictator or dictatorship. In September, he began discussion for an uprising against the government. So he started to discuss with his members to oppose against the government. Bolshevik supporters in the army, Soviets and factories were brought together. So those who were the supporters in army and factories, so all they were brought together to oppose government. On 16 October 1917, Lenin persuaded the Petrograd Soviet and the Bolshevik Party to agree to a socialist seizure of power, now to control power, to come into power. So Lenin tried to persuade the Petrograd Soviet as well as the Bolshevik Party. A military revolutionary committee was appointed by the Soviet under Leon Trotsky to organize the seizure, now to control over the power. Now committee was established, appointed. The date of the event was kept a secret, but date was not declared. The uprising began on 24 October. Sensing trouble means seeing trouble. Prime Minister Kerensky had left the city to summon means to collect troops, for collecting troops, soldiers. Now Prime Minister Kerensky, he left the city. At dawn, military men loyal, those who were the loyal to the government, military men, seized the buildings of two Bolshevik newspapers. Now two Bolshevik newspapers were attacked by the military men. Pro-government troops means soldiers. Now they were group of soldiers. Those who were in favor of government. Now they were sent to take over telephone and telegraph offices and protect the Winter Palace. For the protection of Winter Palace, now troops were sent. In a swift response, the Military Revolutionary Committee ordered its supporters. Now, in response, Military Revolutionary Committee ordered to its supporters and followers to seize government offices, to control over the government offices and arrest ministers. Late in the day, the ship Aurora sailed the Winter Palace. Now, through the ship Aurora, now should a bomb over the Winter Palace, attack, we can say the attack over the Winter Palace. Other vessels means ships, sailed down the Neva. Sailed down Neva means other ships moved away and took over various military points. Now control over the military points. By nightfall, the city was under the committee's control, and the ministers had surrendered. Now at last the ministers, they surrendered. At a meeting of the All Russian Congress of Soviets in Petrograd, the majority approved the Bolshevik actions. Now at last, in the meeting, Bolshevik action was sanctioned, approved by the majority. Uprising took place in other cities. Now opposition that was continued in another cities also. There was a heavy fighting, especially in Moscow. But by December, the Bolsheviks controlled the Moscow-Petrograd area. Now, Moscow-Petrograd area was controlled by Bolshevik. Now students, next paragraph in next clip.